Today I will be interviewing my grandfather, Ron Simmons, on his photography. The first thing I want to ask you about this interview is how you got into photography and why you enjoy it so much.
I've always had a bit of an interest in it since I was young, but I never really had the means or really the time to do it. But I like just recording things to help my memory. My memory's not the greatest, so when I come home I can go back through it. But it's just something I enjoy doing as a hobby. And a little bit of a ancestry type thing. So, you know, who knows in the future, some great-great-great-great-grandson or daughter might want to look at it.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's awesome that you're able to like travel and take all these photos and like everyone's able to look at them. Do you have like a favorite place that you've traveled to?
Well, Africa is hard to beat, Antarctica, but really we've been a lot of places all over the world, and I've enjoyed all the trips. So it's all good.
I think it's awesome that you're able to take all these photos and bring them back to our family and create all these slideshows because we're just able to watch them and it's like we're experiencing them with you guys, and that's definitely something I really enjoy. And I've obviously picked up the hobby of photography, and now it's something I've like been able to talk to you about. It's something I'm able to like share with my friends and the rest of our family. But it's definitely something I really enjoy, and I love that we can share that. Do you have a type of photography you prefer, like taking photos of our family, taking photos of like trips, nature?
All of the above, really. I try to be, as a photographer, I try not to limit myself. I'll do street photography, I'll do animals, you know, safari. I try and do a little bit of everything. I don't do much video because I got my hands full with the photography side of things.
That's so interesting, yeah. I've obviously migrated to the video side of it, hence what we're doing right now and what I want to do with my future. What about your editing process? How long does that take? How much do you have to go through?
Let's just say it's not intuitive to me, editing. I've had to work hard at doing it. It just, like I say, it doesn't come naturally to me. Maybe it doesn't to anybody, I don't know. But I use mainly Lightroom, keep my pictures in there, and sometimes I go into Photoshop. But, you know, with the new programs out there, it's getting easier and easier to do those sort of things. And I, you know, spend many hours after I get back from my trip going through all the pictures. And unfortunately, I tend to take too many pictures. So that means I got to go through more pictures when I get home. But you're always trying to get, you know, the best. So I think you have to take a lot of pictures. At least I did.
Yeah, I always feel like it's better when you take more and you can narrow it down. But speaking of new technology, AI is really popular now. I know you've had some fun playing with that. What do you think of that? Like, what's your opinion?
I think it's great for the future, no doubt. I mean, I guess you can do anything you want, whether it's real or not. I like to keep myself real. You know, I mean, I'll take people out or maybe play with the sky a little bit, but I don't do much more than that. You know, I like to capture in the camera what I saw as much as I can. And then, but sometimes I'll crop. But pretty basic stuff. I'm not into all the esoteric things that can be done out there.
So when you're shooting, you shoot a lot of stuff raw, unedited, and you do like manual focus and everything?
Not sometimes. I actually do let the camera do the focusing most of the time. But I do shoot raw. And that way you have a lot more options to make your work pop when you get it on the computer. And I've been able to print a few. I'd like to print more, but I'm running out of wall space.
That's true. I feel like your house is filled with like all the photos, whether it's like your trips or family.
Recycling,
Yeah. Do you like, when you're on trips, would you rather go with people and shoot? Do you like shooting more alone? What's your preference?
I've done both. I've taken a couple of photography tours with world-class photographers, and that was fun because they go places that you really don't know anything about. They might be, we went to Japan, they took us to out of the way places I would never have found without them. And safaris in Africa, very helpful. But I've done both. I probably, I'd rather do it on my own. I think trying to learn more and keep your eyes and ears open to what's out there. But again, I've done both, and at each other place.
Yeah, I feel like you always learn new things when you're with different people, but it's always nice to discover things on your own.
Yeah, we've been with professionals, Jeff Cable, and he's like one of the best photographers in the world, in my opinion. You always sort of learn little things from them. There's always something to learn. That's all I like. For me, I'll die learning things.
Is there one specific thing that you've noticed that you've learned that stuck out?
For me, I'm not the most naturally observant person. Some people, see everything. I don't. So photography, it has helped me be a little more cognizant of everything around you. Look for the little things,
That's good, yeah. I know you always say we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so when you're observing, it's really good to look around with your eyes and with your ears.
Yeah.
And I guess photography is a good way of being able
and
to
look back. Sometimes you're always focused in, and I always try to remember to look back because the lighting's different. Something you might have missed.
Yeah. What do you think is one piece of advice you could give someone if they wanted to start out in photography, or if they wanted to expand their knowledge?
Well, luckily there's a lot of YouTube videos out there now. But you can't learn everything by watching. You just have to go out and take a lot of pictures, and then come back and be critical of your own stuff, especially. You can say, oh, darn, I should have taken it this way or another way, Be your own worst critic.
I think that's good advice, because everyone's always criticizing themselves, but everybody's photography
I like
is
to use a critique. There's a big difference. You're not criticizing. You should be doing a critique of your work, always. So that you can say, oh, yeah, I can do this better or differently, or I really like what I did here, everything in between.
And do you critique your work?
Oh, yeah.
After every trip,
you
go back?
Yeah, I want to get back. And I'm retired, so I can give me a hobby to come back on and go back over stuff and see, learn. Wish that I'd done this and that. But, when you're in the moment, you can't always do that because most places I go, I'll never go back.
That's true.
That's why I take a lot of pictures. Some I'll look at and say, why did I even take that? Some silly thing. But, you never know.
Do you think you'll just keep taking photos as long as you're traveling?
As long as I'm breathing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a few more trips lined up. I mean, that at some point it'll come to an end, but for now we're done just trying to get what's out there. And I want to do both. I want to go to places, see places I've never been. There's plenty to see out there. That's one thing I tell young people. Travel as much as you can. Get out there as soon as you can. The whole world out there.
Do you think you would have been a photographer if you didn't have your other career?
I wouldn't have had the capabilities of a good professional photographer. I'm not that good. Takes
So
the people, to my mind, you have to be pretty sharp, observant, and I'm not all those things.
So it was always just a hobby?
Yeah. More, I like looking back on the pictures when your dad was a kid, and you can see it. Those are great memories, when you look back and you can see, we did this and went there and did that, whatever. So the memory part of it is very important to me.
I think the memory part is my favorite too, and I think that's what got me into it, because I like looking up on the walls and seeing how we've all grown each year, and every family event, everyone's there trying to wave you down with your camera. Hey, we need a picture. But then the nature part is really good too, because then we get to see all the places you've been.
Yeah. I was, Facebook has memories, and every once in a while pop up you guys out there like over water skiing. So that's always fun to see when you're little and growing up, and now you're grown up almost.
It just feels like a time capsule to me.
Yeah,
like,
it is. Yeah.
as it's evolved over the years, obviously, like, I did film photography and now I'm doing digital and, like, videography and, like, films. But, like, I learned that all from, like, you. And it's like, I've also, like, I got all this information and advice and I've, like, watched you. So, like, it's nice to be able to, like, learn as I've grown.
Yeah, you learn from, try and learn from everybody. One thing I always tell people, little philosophizing, I don't care who you'll ever meet, they know something you don't. I mean, they may not be the brightest person and whatever, but they know something you don't.
Yep, it's true. Could be the best words. That's why it's always nice to go out and meet people.
Yeah. That's in my profession. I was an electrician. I learned everything from others. I didn't know anything going into business. So I always try to keep my ears open, eyes open, learn.
Best advice. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Every time I come over, I learn something new. And I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thanks. I appreciate you doing this, and I know you do well. Just keep on the straight and narrow, and you'll be fine.
Thank you so much.
You have a lot of support behind you. You're lucky. You have a good family, secondary family. You know, we have a big family here. We're really lucky. And that's the Cal's family.
Family comes first.
Bingo.